guys, welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we're in the brand new 2026 Volvo XC40, courtesy of Younger Volvo in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today we are in the brand new 2026 XC40 because this is actually frequently ranked the #1 subcompact luxury SUV. So best in class. It is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus as well, and this is just luxury from Sweden, which is rare here in the US, so I love that. So ultimately in this video we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. As always, let's start with pricing. So there are a few different trim levels for the XC40. You got the Core starting at $42,600, which by the way is a $655 price bump from the 2025 model year. Plus, which is the one we are in today, starting at $47,300. And lastly, the Ultra going for $51,250. But regardless of the trim level that you go with, the power plant on the XC40 is going to be the same. Powering the little beast is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder with a mild hybrid system, putting out 247 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. That power being sent to all 4 wheels through an 8-speed automatic with a crystal gear selector by Orforus, which is a glass company based in Sweden, and it looks absolutely amazing. It feels absolutely amazing. We'll get more into that a little bit later in the video, but that's for the Plus trim level. And the Ultra, by the way, that crystal gear selector, 0 to 60 time approximately 6.1 seconds. Top speed, if you're interested, 112 miles per hour, with MPG numbers coming in at 23 in the city, 30 on the highway, taking premium unleaded fuel. So before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in the XC40, did want to mention to you guys the drive modes. There is a new drive mode button within the infotainment screen this year. It looks a little bit different, still basically the same concept, but essentially you have an off-road mode and you have a steering feel firm mode. So I immediately put it on that steering feel firm mode because I love that steering feel. We'll get more to that in a little bit as well, but those are essentially the 2 drive modes. But now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the acceleration here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2026 Volvo XC40 here up to speed. All right, found our straightaway here in 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. That was peaceful. I like that. So a little bit of a delay at the very beginning. That's why I said, kind of muttered to myself, wow, because there's definitely a turbo lag there. But once you get higher up in the RPMs, this thing is plenty fine. You're definitely not going to have any issues emerging onto the highway. That was perfect for what this vehicle is. I probably wouldn't change anything when it comes to that acceleration, minus a little bit of turbo lag. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So up front, you will find 13.6-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 11.9-inch solid rear discs. As far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes, it comes in at a very respectable 120 feet. As far as braking feel goes, I actually love the braking feel. I love the braking feel of the XC40. I remember I didn't used to be able to say that about the XC40, but it's super firm, like 100% a firm braking feel. A lot of times with SUVs, you're gonna find a soft braking feel, but it's not the case in the XC40. This thing immediately brings you to a stop, which is a safety feature in itself, in my opinion. So I love a firm braking feel. It feels more like a sports sedan kind of a braking feel, which again, I'm a huge fan of. But then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get a McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, independent multi-link rear suspension. As far as ride quality goes, in our short little test drive here today, it's been fine, honestly. I don't have any issues with the ride quality in this thing. A lot of times with subcompact SUVs, you tend to feel a little bit more of the road, but so far, my short drive, it's been doing pretty darn good, so I don't have any issues there. As far as steering feel goes, I love it because it's in that steering feel firm mode. So that's the best part about most Volvos, honestly, is they have that steering feel firm mode. So it's something for everybody. If you like a heavier steering feel, if you like it to feel more like a sports sedan, go ahead and put it in that steering feel firm mode. But it also has a soft mode, they call it this year. They changed that up a little bit, and that'll make it feel like more of a traditional kind of a steering feel that you would expect from an SUV. So a little bit looser of a steering feel like most SUVs do give you, quite honestly. But I love the firm mode, so I'm gonna keep it on that. As far as cabin noise goes, this is literally the perfect test. We're going 53 miles per hour right now. Be quiet for a few seconds here. I'll let you guys listen. It's honestly a pretty serene cabin, so I definitely have not had any issues whatsoever when it comes to that. Taking a look at rear visibility, because of the shape of the XC40, once again, you're definitely not going to have any issues looking out your rear view mirror there, and it's a frameless rear view mirror too, so I'm a big fan of that. But also, because, you know, this is a Volvo, they have excellent safety, they also give you rain sensing windshield wipers coming standard, so that's going to assist with forward visibility there, so you never have to touch anything there. Whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's going to automatically turn on the windshield wipers for you, just like the automatic headlights. So one less thing you got to worry about, so you can better focus more of your attention on actually enjoying the drive. I like this drive, honestly. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2026 Volvo XC40. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2026 Volvo XC40, finished in onyx black, in case you were curious of our exact exterior color name that we have with us here on this one. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter Y, indicating that it's either made in Sweden or Belgium. In our case, in the case of the XC40, I should say, it is actually made in Belgium. It's interesting. Some of the Volvos are made in Sweden, some of them are made in Belgium, and there's a couple that are made in China actually, but this one is in Belgium. But let's go ahead and start up front here. When it comes to that front grille, you're gonna either have one of two themes. It's either gonna be a bright theme or a dark theme, meaning you're either gonna get silver accents or gloss black accents on the exterior. So in our case, we're gonna have all of the gloss black accents. I think I had the silver accents last year. But to the sides, LED headlights with LED Thor's hammer daytime running lights do come standard. Get the automatic feature with those. You also get automatic high beams as well. So if you have your high beams on at night and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up the high beams for you there. Did want to mention though, there is an option, it's called Pixel LED headlights. It goes for $350. It gives you 84 pixels of lighting. I'm gonna get up a little bit closer because we actually do have that option, so I kind of wanted to show it to you guys a little bit. But it adjusts the angle of the low beams if it sees a vehicle coming in the opposite direction as well, so it doesn't blind them. So it's kind of a safety feature, and I think it looks a little bit cooler as well. So that's just my personal opinion, take it for what it's worth. But then just underneath of those headlights, you do have LED fog lights coming with the Plus and the Ultra trim levels only. So overall, we've seen this look before. It still looks so good in my opinion, but let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of the XC40, starting up top, like always, you're either going to get aluminum or gloss black roof rails. Again, if you go with that bright or dark theme, that's how it works. But chrome or gloss black belt line molding, again, same deal there. Rear privacy glass does come standard. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals, and they're actually power folding as well. I always like that feature. I think it's cool. But then take a look down at the wheel setup. It's going to differ depending upon the trim level that you go with, of course. You're going to find 18-inch double 5-spoke diamond cut alloys for the core and plus trim levels, and then 19-inch diamond cut alloys for the ultra. I think these wheels look absolutely amazing. It's such a cool finish to them too. And there are 20-inch designs available as well if you really wanted to make it your own. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so we're now making our way to the back of the XC40 here. All the way to the top, you do have a body colored shark fin antenna. Just below that, rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. You got the rear window wiper as well. You have some Volvo lettering spelled out horizontally. That definitely looks good. LED taillights do come standard for all trim levels across the board. That always looks good. You're gonna find some either silver or gloss black kind of accents on the lower portion of that rear bumper. Again, dependent upon if you go with the bright or the dark theme. And then just underneath of it all, there actually are dual exhaust outlets. They are tucked away underneath there. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the XC40 here, when it comes to opening that rear lift gate, it is going to be a power lift gate for every single trim level across the board. So that is pretty stinking cool. There is a button on the key fob, and there is a rubberized button on the liftgate itself then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 20.7 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down for quite a bit of extra space then if you needed it. There is a 12-volt power outlet back there. You got 2 grocery bag hooks on both sides of the cargo area in the back. I love that. Cargo lighting, of course, you get a cargo cover. There's a first aid kit because, you know, Volvo is a safe brand and all that. Then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find some in-floor storage, but there's also a little section where you can slot that cargo floor into to give you 3 more grocery bag hooks if you really wanted it. So that is so stinking cool, so practical. I love that. So then making our way up to the rear legroom, that is going to come in at 36.1 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the rear seats there. There is a rear center armrest with cup holders. That does come standard. You got rear ventilation for those passengers as well. Dual rear USB charging ports coming standard, and heated rear seats are going to come with what's called a climate package that we have with us here today. So we get to spoil the rear passengers a little bit back there. But then making your way up to the front seats, power adjustable driver's seat with power lumbar coming standard. You also get memory settings and leather seating coming standard as well. There's going to be a suede leather combo though if you were to go with that ultra trim level. Heated front seats are going to come standard though, and my very favorite part, you get the flag of Sweden found on the passenger seat. That's something that Volvo does for all of their vehicles. It's one of the coolest parts about this SUV. I'm telling you, overall, as far as seat comfort goes, it was average. Nothing crazy, not the very most comfortable, not the worst. It's pretty much on par for the course. So anyways, let's go ahead and make our way to the steering wheel now. It is tilt and telescoping. It is going to be leather wrapped, and it is heated again with the climate package if you wanted that. And I like the little thumb rest for the 10 and 2 grips. That was kind of comfortable. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key, because the key is just slightly different for 2026. When you look at the Volvo logo, instead of kind of that indentation Volvo logo, it's now filled in with like a gloss black finish. So that is a change for 2026, not a big deal. But got all of your buttons on the side of the key though, lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear lift gate there. But it is all keyless entry with the push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located kind of just by the driver's right knee. And so once started up, still digital gauge cluster, still looks absolutely amazing. Speed is all the way to the left, and the tachometer is all the way to your right. You also have how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There is outside temperature all the way to the top. 94 degrees out today. It's super hot. And of course, you got that map front and center, and that is of course provided by Google Maps, because that's the way Volvo does it. So it's the best mapping possible, so you gotta love that. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. A panoramic moonroof is going to come on the plus and ultra trim levels, and that goes all the way into the back, so that looks good. LED interior lighting does come standard. It's the kind of LED interior lighting where you just actually touch it and it turns on and off, so there's no physical button, so that's kind of cool too. And one of my favorite parts yet again, a crystal gear selector by Orfors, which is a company based in Sweden, of course, because that's where Volvo is made. And that's going to be for the Plus and Ultra. If you don't go with one of those 2 trim levels, if you go with the Core, you're going to have a tailored gear selector. So it's going to be wrapped in like a black leather, basically. But the crystal gear selector, though, is pretty stinking cool. You get aluminum interior accents for the Ultra, driftwood trim for the Plus that we have with us here today. I personally love that. Wireless phone charger located just in front of the shifter, a little bit of storage to the left and to the right of that. 12-volt power outlet, couple USB charging ports. To the right of the shifter, you got your cup holders. Everything's surrounded with a gloss black, which I personally am a fan of. Just behind all of that, within the center armrest, there's a decent amount of storage actually in there, surprisingly. And just in front of that, you actually have a removable trash bin. So this is something that Volvo thought outside the box. I think they were the first person that did this. So if your kids get like juice boxes or something and they need somewhere to just throw the wrappers, that instead of throwing them on the floor, you have this removable trash bin. So that is so stinking cool. The other really cool Easter egg kind of thing with Volvo, and specifically this XC40, is when you pull down the passenger side glove box, there's this little grocery bag hook looking thing that kind of flips out. You also have a little holder for a pen in there as well. So another little Easter egg that Volvo does. So 100% on point yet again. You also have home link controls for up to 3 different garage doors just underneath of the frameless rearview mirror. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen, because there are some minor changes here too. But it is a 9-inch touchscreen display, Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Got all of your climate control settings up there, including the heated seat button, heated steering wheel button, things like that. You also, of course, have your radio information. So when it comes to the sound systems, there's 2 options essentially. You're either going to find an 8-speaker sound system with 250 250 watts, or a 13 speaker Harman Kardon sound system, which we don't have with us here today, unfortunately. So we got the 8 speaker with us here, so let's go ahead and turn on the radio. Let's see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one.
By subscription plan, you never have to miss your favorite Sirius XM.
All right, so Sirius XM isn't set up, and apparently there's no FM radio on this car, so yeah, that's the sound system test right there. Honestly, the clarity sounded fine, but yeah, not a whole lot of bass going on in that particular advertisement. But anyways, last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on that infotainment screen, this is definitely different than last year. So when you put this thing in reverse, you will find a very high definition rear view camera, but to the top, you have the 360-degree monitor. Typically it's one or the other. Last year was one or the other, you had to choose, but for 2026, apparently you get both cameras at the same time, which is kind of cool. I like that, but anyways, that as always is going to lead us into safety. And so to start, the XC40 is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, so that pretty much says it all right there. It is the best. So front side carried airbags do come standard. You get a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you got latch, aka lower anchors tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert, rear parking sensors, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, road sign recognition, and front and rear parking sensors then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts, incredible safety. You can't beat an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. That is what Volvo has been known for forever now, and that is definitely still the case. Got some really nice Easter eggs and practicality with the Volvo XC40 as well, including that flag of Sweden. Got the grocery bag hook in the glove box, the fold-up shelf thing in the cargo area that you can hang grocery bags on as well. I got the removable trash can. So all of that is stinking cool. I love the crystal shifter. That's it's definitely unique there. The only room for improvement, honestly, I can think of with the XC40 is would be kind of cool to see some ambient lighting, because a lot of the competition like BMW and Mercedes-Benz does offer ambient lighting. So just throwing that out there, Volvo. But other than that, excellent pick here. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the XC40 in the comment section below. That's about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media somewhere on the screen. If you wanted to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe with the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we've been doing on this channel for 11 years now. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.